is Peppa Pig and the Camping Trip. Peppa Pig and her brother George are very excited. They're going on vacation. Daddy Pig is bringing a surprise. What's that? Asks Peppa when Daddy Pig arrives. It's a camper van, says Daddy Pig. Yes, says Mummy Pig. We borrowed it for our trip. It does everything, says Daddy Pig. This button here is for the sink, and this one is for the beds. The beds? Asks Peppa. Just wait, says Daddy Pig. The camper van is full of surprises. After a long drive, Peppa and her family arrive at the campsite. It's time for bed, says Daddy Pig. But where will we sleep? Asks Peppa. Mummy Pig and I will sleep on this bed, says Daddy Pig. And you two will sleep upstairs like you always do, says Mummy Pig. Daddy Pig pushes a button. The camper van's roof is lifting up. The camper van is just like our little house, says Peppa. The next morning, the sun is shining. Since we're outdoors, let's spend the day looking at nature, says Mummy Pig. Good idea, says Daddy Pig. What should we do? Well, there are a lot of fun places we can visit, says Mummy Pig. How about Duckland? What's Duckland? Asked Peppa. It's a wide river full of ducks, says Mummy Pig. Peppa and George love ducks. Let's go to Duckland, says Peppa. When they arrive at Duckland, Miss Rabbit gives them their tickets. Enjoy the ducks, she says. But the river is empty. Where are the ducks? Asks Peppa. Maybe they're on vacation too, says Mummy Pig. Let's wait for them while we have our picnic lunch. I don't like to wait, Mummy, says Peppa. Cheer up, Peppa. The ducks always turn up when we have picnics, says Daddy Pig. Look, says Peppa. It's the ducks. There are lots of them. All the ducks' brothers and sisters are here, and aunties and uncles, I bet, too, says Peppa. What about the Granny and Grandpa ducks? Asks Mummy Pig. They're here, too, says Peppa Pig. It's a whole duck family. I love Duckland. Quack, quack, quack. Soon it's time to head back to the campsite. Everybody in, says Daddy Pig. I know a shortcut back to the camp. A shortcut? Where are we going? Straight ahead, shouts Daddy Pig. The camper van creeps toward the river's edge. But Daddy, says Peppa, we can't drive into the water. Don't worry, says Daddy Pig. Mummy Pig pushes a button on the dashboard. Like I said, this camper van does everything. Daddy Pig drives straight into the river. The camper van has turned into a boat. Ahoy! Peppa and her family arrive back at the campsite. What will we do next? Asked Peppa. How about a nature walk? Asked Mummy Pig. Splendid idea, says Daddy Pig. The camper van has a treadmill, of course. We'll set it up with a nice view of the trees. Peppa laughs. But Daddy, we can just walk through the woods. Peppa and George love to take walks outside. They spot lots of animals. They see a bird, a grasshopper, and a hedgehog. Hello, hedgehog, says Peppa. Peppa and George keep walking. Look at all the sticks on the ground, says Peppa. Daddy Pig told us to collect some on our nature walk. I wonder what they're for. We'll use them to cook our dinner, says Mummy Pig. But first we'll have to pitch our tent. Tent? Asked Peppa. What about the camper van? No camper van tonight, says Mummy Pig. We're going to sleep under the stars instead. Everyone helps pitch the tent. This is the same tent I had when I was a little boy, says Daddy Pig. It looks a bit little, says Peppa. It suited me just fine then, says Daddy Pig. Yes, but you've grown since then, Daddy Pig, says Mummy Pig. And your tummy has grown most of all. Peppa giggles. Speaking of tummies, it's time for supper, says Mummy Pig. Daddy Pig builds the fire. They all eat tomato soup. Time for bed, says Daddy Pig. Peppa and George snuggle into sleeping bags. Stars shoot across the sky above their heads. Do you miss the camper van, Peppa? asks Mummy Pig. Oh no, says Peppa, unless it has a button for shooting stars. They all giggle. I love camping. The end. What was your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when Peppa's camper van drives in the water. Peppa Pig and the Lost Dinosaur. George loves playing with Mr. Dinosaur. He tosses him up. Mr. Dinosaur comes down. Up and down, up and down. George would like to play with Mr. Dinosaur all day, but Mummy Pig is calling. Peppa, George, it's shopping day. Time to go to the market. The first shop is a fruit seller. Peppa tries an apple. Yum, she says. Mummy Pig buys a bag of apples. At the cheese stall, George knows which one he wants. The stinky one! Daddy Pig sniffs the cheese. Oh my, he says. The cheese is too stinky for Daddy Pig. There are so many choices at the fish stall. It's hard to decide what to get, so Mummy Pig buys one of each. Peppa and her family get to Mr. Fox's stall just in time. It's raining. He has an umbrella for everyone. Time to go home, says Daddy Pig. Let's play, says Peppa. Yay, says George. Dinosaur. He looks around. Dinosaur? Dinosaur! George starts to cry. Oh no, says Daddy Pig. Mr. Dinosaur is lost. I'm good at finding things, says Peppa. I will find him. Peppa looks all around. Maybe Mr. Dinosaur is in the bathtub, she says, but Mr. Dinosaur isn't in the bathtub. I will look in George's bed, she says, but Mr. Dinosaur isn't in George's bed either. Maybe George dropped Mr. Dinosaur in the market, says Daddy Pig. Let's go to the police station and see if Officer Panda and Officer Squirrel can help. Officer Panda and Officer Squirrel ask George many questions. Please tell us everything you can about your dinosaur, says Officer Panda. Use as many words as you like. Dinosaur, says George. There are many, many lost things at the station. They have lots of different dinosaurs. There's a purple one, a red one, and a blue one. But they don't have Mr. Dinosaur. In the car, George is sad, but then he remembers something. Back at home, George runs to the yard. Everyone follows. They look all around. Then something falls from the tree and bonk! Hits Daddy Pig on the head. What was that? Says Daddy Pig. Mr. Dinosaur, says Peppa. Dinosaur, says George. The end. What is your favorite part of the story? My favorite part of the story is when George finds his dinosaur. Thank you for reading with me.